Okay, so now that we have our input mapping context assigned to our player character, let's see what can we do with these inputs. So in order to use any input inside Blueprint Player, we need to right click and search for name of our input. So input action look, for example, right? This is the input that we've created before. It's right here, input action look. It's the same thing. So now, if we expand this a little bit, you can see we have a lot of different pins right there. This one will fire whenever this event is triggered, whenever this input is triggered. So whenever we move our mouse, this will be triggered. When we start moving our mouse, this will be triggered, and so on. But we don't need any of this. We can collapse this because we will use only this triggered and this action value. And this action value right here is actually the action value that we've assigned right here in this mapping context. But you can see we have 2D axes assigned, but here we only have one value. So what do we do with this? We can just right click on this value and split struct bin. And now you can see we have X and Y, exactly as we said here, X and Y. So now let's add these values to move our camera around. But there is a little issue. We don't have any camera yet. What can we do with it? On the left side, on the components panel, we can click on our capsule component, and then we can click this plus icon. We can add something to this capsule component, and we can search for camera. And the first result right here, camera, we can just click on this, click enter. And now if we go to viewport, you can see we have this camera right here. This is our capsule component. So this is like simplified model of our player. And this camera is definitely too low. This should be a bit higher. We can move it to like 70 maybe. Okay, so it is around our head. And there's also one important thing we need to check, and it's this use pawn control rotation. This will allow our camera to rotate our character. It will be really important later. So let's click compile, save, and let's go back to event graph and let's see how we can move this camera. In order to use these values as our camera movement, we won't actually move this camera. We will use our controller to rotate our camera. So if we grab from this trigger here, we can search for add controller, and we can see we have three different inputs: pitch, roll, and yaw. We will use pitch and yaw. Yaw is left right and pitch is up down. The X value right here is left right. So we can click on yaw and just connect this X value here. Let's click compile and let's see what will happen when we open our game. And now I can move left and right. That's sweet. Now let's go for up and down. And as I said before, we will use pitch input. So you can just search for pitch. It should be right here, add control pitch input. And if we plug this Y value here, compile, this should work properly. And it is working. But you may notice that the up and down movement is inverted. So what can we do? We could do that. We could add some modifier inside input mapping context, but it's easier to just grab this Y value and type multiply, or just type this multiplication icon, multiply, and we will multiply this by -1. So it will basically just invert this value that's stored in this Y. Now we can check it should work properly, and yeah, it is working correctly. So we can close this. So this is basically everything we need to do to make our camera move around. The last thing that we can do is just comment this camera movement or something, or camera input. Okay, camera input. Okay, move this here, and you can see our code is pretty organized. Everything is looking great. So now we have our camera working. Let's see how we can make our character move around.